Hi, I'm Jessica Frost-Ballas, and I'm here at the Scrapbook.com studios to show you how to create a fun Get Well card using our alphabet soup stamp set from Hero Arts and the brand new liquid watercolors. So let's get started. First, we're going to stamp and heat emboss our soup bowl twice because we'll cut out the soup bowl to add some extra dimension to our finished card. I've prepped a piece of watercolor paper with my powder tool, and now I'm inking it with Versamark and stamping. To get a nice raised texture, I'm going to heat emboss my soup bowl using our Detail Black heat embossing powder. Next, I'll use a heat gun to heat emboss the embossing powder. Next, I'm going to stamp the soup spoon with Versamark, and I'll heat emboss it with silver embossing powder. And I'll melt the embossing powder with my heat gun. Next, we're going to stamp our sentiment using the alphabet soup letters. This is a Get Well card, so we'll stamp the sentiment Get Well soon. First, I've inked up the first word, which is Get, with Versamark, and I'll stamp it onto my card. I'm heat embossing this with Detail Black embossing powder. I'll melt the embossing powder with my heat gun next. When I do my watercoloring, I don't want my noodles to get covered with the watercolor, and I want them to stay white, so I'll cover each of the letters using the Lacquer pen from Hero Arts. The Lacquer pen, when dried, will resist the watercolors. Once the Lacquer pen has dried on my sentiment, I'll go ahead and watercolor the soup using our new liquid watercolors, which are a pigment-based watercolor. I'll add a drop of our brown to my palette and several drops of our yellow. Using a water brush, I'll apply a little bit of water to the background of my soup bowl and then start to add pigment using the yellow and a little bit of the brown. As you can see, every place that the Lacquer pen has dried will resist the watercolor. I'll add my first coat of mainly yellow, and then I'll go back and add a little shading with the art brown. Once my watercolors have dried, we'll add a little shading to the bowl and the plate using the Nuvo Creative Pen Collection. For the bowl itself, I'll add a line of light gray right against the watercolors. Next, I'll smooth out that line using the blender pen. On the plate, I'll add a darker shade of gray to the inner rim of the plate. And then I'll blend it out with the lighter shade of gray and the blender pen. The blending solution lightens the colors of the inks and allows them to blend together. Next, I'll color my silver spoon using the darkest shade of gray, the two lighter shades of gray, and my blender pen. Once I finished coloring, I'll go ahead and fussy cut each of the shapes. I finished fussy cutting all of my pieces, and now I'm going to ink the Wallpaper bold print stamp with intense black ink to create my background. I thought it looked kind of like a fun placemat. A proper place setting needs a napkin, so I thought I'd use paper from our new Hero Arts collection to make a cute paper napkin. So I'll start by loosely cutting a square of the paper, and then I'll just simply fold that to create a folded napkin. Then it's time to assemble our card. First, I'll adhere our napkin. Then I'm going to add our plate using a layer of foam dots. Finally, I'll add a little extra adhesive to adhere our spoon. And then I'll adhere that to a finished card base. This would be the perfect card to send to a friend that you hope feels better soon. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video and want to see more from Scrapbook.com, please like, share, subscribe, and leave a message. Happy crafting!